tonight's Ghosts and Goblins, I traveled with Bobby Mackey. Bobby Mackey's music home is located off the Licking River in Wilder, Kentucky. You probably have seen it on a number of different ghost shows, and a lot of stories that you hear on it aren't necessarily true. For instance, you probably heard there was a slaughterhouse back in the early 1800s. That's actually true. They just don't know if it was actually located over where Bobby Mackey's was located. Now, there's also a lot of talk about, the portal to hell. It's a well that they found. It was dug up by Carl Lawson, who was the caretaker of the bar. Technically it was a well, but it was used for sucking water out of the Licking River into the distillery that used to be on top of it. When Pearl Bryan's head was supposed to have been thrown into the well, that didn't happen because there's heavy machinery over it at the time. Now, it is true that her body was found decapitated about 2 miles from the property, but no ties were ever found to be tied to where Bobby Mackey is. It was run by the Cleveland Mafia, and I think that's where a majority of the ghosts from Bobby Mackey's come from. There's only one recorded death that ever took place inside the bar, and that was during a bar fight. The guy hit his head on the toilet and died. Like I said, Carl Lawson, he was caretaker. He's famous because he said that while he was living in the upstairs, he was, a ghost came to him at night and told him to dig in the basement. So he'd go down there every night and keep digging and digging and digging until he found this well. And supposedly he found a diary from a lady called Johanna. And there's actually even a song that Bobby Mackey wrote about her. The story goes that she fell in love with a lounge singer. Father didn't approve, had him killed. She wanted to get revenge, so she tried to poison her dad, but it didn't work, so she killed herself. It was said that Carl liked to tell the story every night at the bar to anybody that would listen. The problem is, the diary that he claimed to have found was never shown to anybody, and there's no records about anybody being killed, being attempted murder, and no suicide. So all that just seems to be folklore, and Carl was a little touched in the head. It is true that they had an exorcism there, and they did perform it on Carl with the priest inside the bar. Like I said, a lot of the stories that you hear, like the pentagram downstairs that they found in the demon room, no pentagram was ever found. There's a lot of scratches down there that, I don't know, if you stare really hard, it could turn into one, but there's no pentagram. Like I said, most of the ghosts come from, I'm guessing, from the mob. Downstairs, next to the portal to hell, there's also a stairwell that goes to nothing. It's a floor. Well, it was covered up because when the mob ran it, they used to bring down the people that they were trying to deal with into the basement. They had a holding cell, I guess you could call it. It was very small, where they could torture and kill anybody. Of course, no records of this is going to be found, but it is there, and there are a lot of voices, a lot of noises in the basement. If you go towards the dressing rooms where all the performers change, you can still hear people talking, noises happening all over the place. When you're upstairs, you can see dark shadows moving, billiard balls will move on their own. There's even this one step that's you need to have a lot of weight for it to make any noise, and it constantly makes squeaking noises like somebody's standing on it. Is Bobby Mackey haunted? I would say yeah, but not for the reason that you usually see on television. But it is definitely worth going to visit if you like traveling around and visiting haunted places. I give this one a thumbs up. Put my hair on my arms on that. Yeah, if you head out there, let us know what you think. But until next time, I'll keep traveling around and letting you know what I find.